And welcome back to MMT. I'm coming to you today from Detroit, Michigan, where we're taking a look at alternative fuel technologies. Today we're looking at a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. This happens to be a police car. Lieutenant O'Meara, hi there.
Hi.
Mary Caracoli.
Good to see you.
Very cool looking police vehicle.
Yeah, it's great. We're really fortunate to have it.
And the only one in the country, I should point out. And I know you've got some work to do. We're going to catch up with you in a moment, but I want to get a tour of this vehicle. Here to help me do that is Nick Kappa with Chrysler. Good to see you, the Advanced Technology Communication Unit. Now, Chrysler has been developing this vehicle with Mercedes. Tell me about it.
Well, this is actually a Mercedes and Chrysler F-Cell. It's based on a Mercedes A-Class, which is sold in Europe. So in Europe, you can buy this vehicle with a gas engine or diesel engine. Here, obviously, it runs on a fuel cell. But on the fuel cell vehicle, underneath the hood, you have a lot the same you do on any other vehicle.
This does look like your normal under the hood, right? I mean, here's the windshield wiper fluid. What's this? The radiator?
Yes.
So, I mean, there's a sense of comfort with that, right?
Absolutely, and that's very important that most people see the fuel cell vehicle and understand a new technology, and it's not something unusual for them.
Okay, it's so important. But with this new technology, though, there is a lot that is different. Why should I even want a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle? Tell me about it.
A fuel cell vehicle can travel on the same amount of energy, about 3 times further than a combustion engine vehicle can. It runs on hydrogen, which is one of the most abundant elements on the planet.
As we take a look inside here, in the cabin, if you will, I'm going to tell you, it looks like a regular car to me. I mean, there's even a fuel gauge. Do I need a fuel gauge?
Yes, yeah. You're going to measure fuel just the same way you do it with gasoline, except for, of course, you're measuring compressed hydrogen there. You also have a gauge in there, the max power gauge. It shows you what power the fuel cell is running at the time, so you know how much acceleration you have. And then, but the rest of the vehicle, you have your DVD player, of course, your navigation system, and everything.
You got the other toys that you want. And even in the back, I took a look at this. I was surprised that there's decent space back here. You know, I mean, I'm short, so I fit no problem. But you do have some room for a small car. You've got some decent space. But there's something special under these seats. What is it?
Right under the seats there, you have the compressed hydrogen tanks themselves holding about 1.8 kilograms of hydrogen.
1.8 kilograms of hydrogen. Okay, now some folks are going to be listening to that saying, I'm going to be driving a vehicle with hydrogen tanks? Oh my God.
And if you told anybody 100 years ago they were going to be driving a vehicle with 40 gallons of a combustible liquid in it in a plastic tank, they'd see the same thing.
Okay, so gasoline has its issues. That's a fair point. But how safe is the hydrogen?
It's actually, in some cases, most cases, safer than a gasoline vehicle.
Okay, and you said that there's some special technology in here. If there is, worst case scenario, an accident, what happens to all that hydrogen?
If the tanks themselves are compromised, there's a vent right here. It actually automatically vents the compressed hydrogen into the air, and so the hydrogen bonds with oxygen to become H2O,
you
water.
taught me that. It turns into ordinary water. In fact, if we go to the back of the car here, I don't see them, but you tell me there's got to be a tailpipe under here somewhere. Oh, there it is.
You can actually see the tailpipe. You can actually see some of the remnants of the water that's come out the tailpipe, because that is all the emissions.
That's all it is. So if I touch this, the only thing I'm getting on my hands, it's water. So, of course, this is what I care about. Now, I won't be driving a police car, but if I would have a car like this, I do need space for, let's say, the golf clubs or the groceries. There is a little bit of space back here.
Although this is a small car and we base the whole fuel cell system inside a small car, it is still necessary to have a lot of space in there to be able to do. You have to have a vehicle that carries your groceries, carries your bags, carries the kids' hockey gear.
That's right. Hey, that's what's nice about this. This is a pretty large cargo space. Of course, the police lights come extra. They are not standard to this. But fortunately for us, we do have a police officer that comes with this particular vehicle, because you say there is that other added value to this that you don't get with a gasoline car.
It runs on hydrogen, not gasoline.